Hello you guys, what is up? Welcome back. I hope everyone watching it is doing well. I hope you guys are all taking care of yourselves. Today's pick a card is going to be a pick a card all about the next 30 days, what is going on with the career, with your family, with your friends, with your travel, with your dreams, what's going on with everything, with love. We're getting into that, so I'm excited. Before I show you guys the piles, this is just your reminder that tarot is a divination tool. It's an intuitive practice, so take what resonates, leave what does not resonate. Also, before we jump into it, this is also your reminder that there's nuance to every conversation. That being said, guys, here is a clip of the piles right now. These are the three piles. We have group number 1 with the blue sunstone, group number 2 with the tiger's eye, and group number 3 with the blue tiger's eye. If you guys need a moment to meditate on which pile is calling your name, you guys are free to do that right now. And if you want to pick more than one pile, you guys are always welcome to do so. All right, you guys have now picked your pile. Please go ahead and check out my description box. We'll have the 2 guys timestamps for when your reading shall start. And with that, you guys, let's go and jump into today's pick a card. Hello group 1, welcome to you guys' reading. Before I get started, I do just want to remind you that I do have personal readings available in my description box. If they're out of stock, go ahead and message me on Etsy or email me. I'll set something up for you in the future. Also guys, not unfortunately, this is a heavier reading, so if you're struggling with your mental health, if you are not mentally stable right now, I would suggest, number 1, you get off the internet, but number 2, you skip this reading because it's a bit heavy, and I don't think it's ultimately all bad, but I think that this is more so for people who are mature and in a place where they can handle information that may be a bit more raw. So that's that. Sorry about that. I'm gonna start off with the dice, guys. We have Cancer, and we also have Aquarius. Cancer, Aquarius, hello. Taurus and Aries, hello. Aquarius and Virgo, hello Aquarius, hello Virgo. All right, so essentially, hopefully now that everybody who is mentally struggling has dissipated, I do believe, again guys, that this is more so energy from the past. So that's why I'm saying I don't necessarily think, like, it is heavy, but I don't think it's necessarily like a testament to how the next 30 days are going to be. I feel like this is more a representation of the internal, the subconscious that we are dealing with. We have the 5 of Pentacles, okay? So for some of you, during the next 30 days, this could be representing having stresses around either experiencing more isolation or feeling really lonely. Some of you, I don't think this is something that's new or something that's coming up. If you don't feel like you've been lonely, or you don't feel like you have experienced loneliness or financial struggles, this is most likely not your reading, because that's what this card is representing. Financial struggles, maybe not even struggles, but being stressed out financially, which I know a lot of us are because of the state of the world and everything that's going on. So this makes sense for like a large majority of the population, guys. Like, this is not, again, I feel like this is a heavier message, but I feel like it's more so heavy because it's just very raw and real. I don't feel like this is a sugar-coated tarot message. This feels very much like what most people are struggling with, right? Paying for growth, or just looking at our bills and being like, oh my gosh, everything is so expensive right now. That is quite literally like how I'm seeing this. And for some of you, it's chronic loneliness. It's a feeling of like, I can't connect, or being disassociated from your friends or family, or just feeling disconnected from the world in general. Again, if this is not something that has already been occurring in your life, you guys, I don't believe this is your message. I think that this message specifically is for people who've already been dealing with this, which is why ultimately I don't think this is a heavy or bad message. So we also have the Devil. What is the Devil? The Devil is addiction. Now, we are all addicted to something, okay? We all have the ability to be attached to or addicted to something. Now, this doesn't need to be a substance. This doesn't need to be an adult beverage. This doesn't need to be anything that's like sinister. This could be, I'm addicted to love. I'm addicted to affection. I'm addicted to attention. This is an addiction, though. This is an unhealthy addiction or an unhealthy attachment that needs to be addressed. And the reason why I feel like this is not negative, you guys, is because I do believe that this is being addressed, has been addressed, and is going to continue to be addressed. Because when you have an addiction, when you have an unhealthy habit, you don't just wake up one day and go, oh my gosh, this is not a problem anymore. No, it's an everyday, like I have to face this every day and make sure that it stays in line. So I'm really seeing this for you guys over the next 30 days is really continuing or finally deciding to get a hold of these addictions and face them and deal with them in a healthy, proper manner, okay? And for a lot of you, you've already been dealing with this. Again, for some of you, this is your attachment style. This is the way that you attach, the way that you connect to other people, okay? So now I'm going to talk about these next two cards together because they are essentially two different sides of the same coin. We have death and we have the Tower, okay? Now, what is death? Death is talking about a natural process that happens to literally every single person. And it doesn't just happen once. This happens multiple times throughout our lives in which we experience major deaths. And that's not a physical death of the body. That's a death of a lifestyle. That's the death of a phase of life, of a chapter. That's how we grow. That's how we evolve. This is not negative. This is necessary for us to evolve. So I feel like, yet again, for you guys, group number one, you guys are truly stepping into this evolution. You are truly embracing this death, or perhaps you are even looking back on certain chapters that you have experienced that involve this energy of death. And perhaps you are realizing, like, this is my now opportunity to move forward. And to take what I've learned with me. All right. Now we have the Tower. A lot of people don't like this card. Why don't you like this card? Why do a lot of people talk badly about this card? Because it's difficult and people struggle with difficulties, right? People struggle with being uncomfortable. It's natural. It's human for us to seek out comfort. There's nothing wrong with seeking out comfort. It's literally one of the most human things we can do. However, again, in order for us to grow, in order for us to evolve, that requires you being uncomfortable. And the Tower makes a lot of people uncomfortable. The Tower is essentially talking about destruction of something that we were comfortable with, but something that was literal trash, okay? I oftentimes use the example of having a rotten tooth. Nobody wants their tooth pulled. Literally nobody. Nobody's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I get to go to the dentist and get my tooth pulled. That's rotting. Nobody cares. Nobody wants that. Nobody's excited about that, okay? However, you keep that tooth in your mouth, it's going to rot until it gets infected. And it gets infected, that is going to be life-threatening, okay? My point in saying this is obviously it's uncomfortable to get a tooth taken out. Obviously, nobody wants to lose a tooth. However, if it's rotting, keeping it there is just going to make things worse. And that's what the Tower really is, guys. It's coming in and it's saying, look, I know you don't want to do this. I know that you're comfortable with this situation, or I know that this is like something that you're familiar with. However, it's rotting you. It's rotting your life. It's rotting your opportunities. And this is happening because you need to clear out the rot. That is essentially what the Tower is saying. And it's ultimately a really freaking good thing that this is coming up. It's ultimately a really beautiful opportunity, but it depends on you and your perspective and how you choose to view it. If you choose to view it as like, poor me, I'm losing a tooth, this is just the worst and my life is never gonna be the same, then that's what you're gonna experience. Like, that's just, it is what it is. And I know I'm delivering this harshly, but I just feel like you miss the opportunity for growth. You miss the opportunity to evolve when you do the poor me, when you do the I'm losing a tooth and this is awful. Obviously it's awful. Obviously nobody wants to experience the Tower. However, having that rot removed from your life is truly a beautiful thing, and it's truly an opportunity that not everybody gets. Now, moving into more lighter energy, guys, we have this Chariot. We have the Chariot, and this is representing Cancer energy. I'm so sorry. We have Cancer here, we have Scorpio here, and we have Capricorn here. Okay? So those are the zodiac signs that are showing up in the cards as well. But with Chariot, the Chariot is talking about pushing through difficulties. This is to tell you, to remind you that you are strong, that you have the ability to get over the fact that you're losing a tooth. The loss of the tooth is not the loss of life, okay? The loss of a tooth is not a loss of opportunity. The loss of the tooth is not a loss of you being able to live a fulfilled, happy, full life. You still have this opportunity in front of you. You still have the ability to experience so much happiness and joy and success and love, but you have to put one foot in front of the other. And I feel like the next 30 days is really focused on this energy. I feel like for an overwhelming majority of you, the next 30 days is focused on this Chariot energy. Not the Tower, not the death, not the devil, not maybe a little bit of the Five of Pentacles, but again, I feel like that's most people in the world right now. But the point of the matter is, this is where I feel like the focus is. Taking the steps forward, choosing which direction you want to go in, making major decisions in your life. Whether that's like, I want to make a plan to move to a new city, or I want to make a plan to start school next semester. I want to make a plan to start taking care of my mental health, my physical health. I want to make a plan to do A, B, and C. This is saying we are taking those steps. We are choosing a path and we are taking those steps. We are also reacquainting ourselves with our strength. We're reacquainting ourselves with our ability to overcome. We're not sitting in a corner and crying and going, poor me, and experiencing the same thing over and over and over again. We're taking action. We're taking action to make a positive change over the next 30 days. And then we have this stability. We have this amazing, beautiful stability coming in with the Knight of Pentacles, okay, you guys? And here's the thing, the Knight of Pentacles, he is a slow-moving knight. He takes his time. He doesn't move perhaps as fast as the other knights do, but you know what he does do? He ensures that every step he makes counts. He ensures that every step he makes is a step towards a positive direction in his future. He's not going off on weird, wrong paths. He's going down paths that are progressing him forward and that are helping build his future. Okay, so the way I'm almost seeing a lot of this, guys, and again, I just have to reiterate myself, for the vast majority of you, this part of the reading has already happened, okay? So please do not fear this part of the reading. The focus of the next 30 days is these progressive steps forward, these abundant steps forward, these intentional steps that are ultimately leading us to long-term success, happiness, love, stability. That is what the focus is, guys, okay? All right. The next card we have here, you guys, is Transformation. It says, shed light, let go, make room for greatness. All right, here, I have to unfortunately cover. Ooh, I'm flipping you guys off, but you know, it's not personal. So Transformation, there, I'm trying to get the words in there. Essentially, guys, that makes sense based on the fact that the Tower is here, based on the fact that Death is here. Ultimately, those are transformative cards, and I feel like really what they're representing is like you are receiving the opportunity to start again, to do things the quote-unquote right way, or to do things in a way that were better than the way that they were done previously, okay? This transformation is a blessing, it's an opportunity, and I hope that you guys, I hope most of you guys at least can see this as an opportunity and know that what happened is in the past, and all you can do right now is, again, make this decision, make this choice, choose a path for yourself, and then start taking those intentional, progressive, abundant steps forward. Even if you're not seeing results right now in this very moment, I want you guys to understand that even if you cannot see the big picture, if you're taking steps forward, if you are doing things that make you happy and you're inching towards your dreams, your goals, your aspirations every day, if you're taking the time to do so, I want you to know that ultimately, like, you're gonna get there. It may take time, but you're going to get there. We have sign. If you're looking for a sign, here it is. We have the butterfly again. Guys. So for some of you, and I'm just going to throw some things out here that I'm picking up on. For some of you, that relationship that ended needed to end, or it needs to end if you have yet to end it. And you know this. And if you're questioning like, oh, but I love them, I want to be with them, then I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people who know that it's time for that relationship to end. I'm talking to the people who know that it's time to leave that job behind. I'm talking to the people who know that it's time to stop doing that bad habit that is hindering their life. I'm talking to the people who know exactly what this sign is. You know what transformation you have to make. You know what steps you need to take in order to make the change that's necessary. This is your sign to do it. This is your sign that that thing you've been thinking about, yes. The answer is yes. You need to go ahead and step forward and make that transformation, make that change. Do not be afraid of it. And for those of you who have already made this change, who've already taken these steps, you need to know that you did the right thing, because I do believe that oftentimes when we go through change, when we go through transformation, there is a bit of sadness. And sometimes people do hold on to the fact or hold on to the idea that, oh, I made the wrong decision because I'm sad, because I'm not exactly where I want to be. And I want you to know that sadness and not being exactly where you want to be does not mean that you made the wrong decision in walking away or in making the change, okay? It's like somebody who starts, and this is again just an example, guys, but it's somebody who starts working out for the first time in a really long time, and your body is sore and it's stressed and you're tired and you're like, oh my God, like this freaking sucks. Does it suck in the moment? Yeah. But ultimately, like, are you going to get to a place where it's not that stressful on your body? It's not that exhausting to like run a few miles? Yeah. Like eventually you're going to get there. Even if it doesn't feel good right away, eventually it's going to feel good. You just have to keep going. Okay. I love you, group 1. We have magical powers. It says, I weave and clear, I cast and know, magic secrets to me now show. All right, so guys, you are being blessed in the next 30 days with an opportunity to have this growth, to have this transformation, to step into your power. This Phoenix is so incredibly powerful. This Phoenix is so incredibly strong, and you guys are exactly like this Phoenix, and you are so capable of rising from the ashes, okay? Do not allow anybody, group number 1, to tell you otherwise. You are so incredibly capable. You are so incredibly capable, and I just need you to believe that you can do this. I just need you to believe that you are this powerful. We have harvest, okay? Now, when we're talking about a harvest, guys, guess what? I don't know if you guys have ever tried to grow a garden. I grew up with a garden in my backyard, and I don't just mean like flowers. I mean like fruits and vegetables and like this and that and trees, fruit trees. And in order to get to the point in which you get to harvest your fruit, you have to work hard. You have to put in a lot of effort. You have to really try, all right? And if you're not going to try, guess what? Your crop is going to be caca. So if you're not going to put an effort towards it, your crop's going to be awful. You're not getting anything out of it because you're not putting effort in it. So with this harvest, I want you to know, group number 1, for those of you who have put in the effort, for those of you who have nourished your crop, you are going to receive your harvest. And for those of you who have not, there's still an opportunity to do so. And this next 30 days may be the perfect time to start. It's not too late. It's not too late to start, okay? This says, as the waves of the ocean are infinite, as the trees in the forest grow tall, let my work now bring to me harvest. I am ready to receive my all. We have transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Deep healing. Deep transformation. I feel like there's not much more for me to say on this because we've already talked about how much transformation is taking place for you guys. We've already talked about the changes that are occurring and how they're positive and how it's presenting you with an opportunity for something more stable, more abundant for you to receive your harvest. Share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. Here's the thing, guys, okay? Again, similar to the Tower, this is not exactly like the Tower, obviously, because this is a lot happier and that there's not as much as a negative connection to it. However, this cave, right, it's safe for us. Assuming there's nothing in the cave that can hurt us, assuming we have our necessities that we need to survive, the cave is safe. It's providing us with shelter, all right? And leaving the cave, going out there is so scary. This is scary. Why? Because we're vulnerable, because we're in a position in which we can get hurt, because we're in a position that is unknown to us or that's less familiar to us, and that creates fear. However, guys, what is really truly scary is the idea of staying in this cave for the rest of your life. You can choose to stay in this cave and literally, that was harsh, I was gonna say rot away, maybe not rot away, but waste time, waste precious time. And out here, there's a whole world. There's a whole world of opportunities for us to explore, for us to grow, for us to find something that actually is going to make us happy, that's actually going to be fulfilling. And is this cave actually what's going to fulfill us? The answer is no. At the end of the day, there's no possible way this cave can be fulfilling. So for a lot of you, you either, again, were very recently in a position where you were struggling with like, do I leave this cave, do I not? And then you left the cave. And again, there's fears in leaving this cave still. I want you to know you made the right decision in leaving this cave. For those of you who are still going back and forth in your mind if you should leave this cave or not, you're the only person who can make that decision for yourself. However, in staying in this cave and staying in this comfort zone, you are denying yourself the ability to experience life. You are denying yourself the experience to evolve. Okay, and it's okay if that's where you're currently at, but I do want to encourage everybody to share their voice and to get out of this cave, this metaphorical cave that you are keeping yourself in. And then we have yes, just say yes. So for some of you, it's literally quite that simple. For others of you, there's a lot more nuance. There's a lot more to it than just saying yes, but just say yes. We have wild. Believe in your otherworldly beauty. Dance with the waves and drink in the sunshine. Believe in your otherworldly beauty. Believe that you are literally otherworldly. Believe that you are deserving of happiness, love, and success. I feel like the next 30 days for a lot of you is healing and is almost like a reckoning, like coming to terms with the reality of like what life is, what we want, what we need to let go of, what has passed. We have move. Barnacles only grow on a docked ship. Okay, now I feel like I can speak more in depth about barnacles because I have been on barnacle TikTok where I love watching barnacles getting popped on crabs. Anyways, barnacles, right? Barnacles prevent you from moving, right? If you get barnacles, let's say you're a little crab, you're a little cancer, you're a little crab walking around and you have barnacles all over you, you are literally going to be so heavy and so weighed down that you are not going to be able to progress forward, okay? And if you do not get up, and if you do not have these barnacles removed, or if you are going to remain in one spot, these barnacles are going to keep attaching to you. So in order for you to be free, in order for you to move freely, you have to get rid of or remove the barnacles. And the only way to do that, you guys, is to quite literally say, like, I am no longer going to allow these things that are holding me back, that are weighing me down, to attach themselves to me. We have optimism. After each rainstorm, there will be clear skies. And again, for the majority of you, this, and this have already happened. All right, so we are now in the phase of the clear skies coming, and you guys need to be optimistic moving forward. Have a positive outlook on what the possibilities of the future hold for you. The last two cards we have, you guys, is Lessons of Saturn, and it says a soul's desire to resolve limiting patterns of control and dependency. Many challenges, but can bring benevolent long-term rewards. Okay, so let me ask you this, group number one. Are you the kind of person who wants to experience short-term results or short-term happiness and then have it ripped away from you time and time again? Because for me personally, I would rather go through challenges. I would rather go through freaking hell and ultimately get to a place where I can have long-term sustainable happiness than to have short-term little blips of happiness here, and here. Because that would feel very fragmented to me. That would feel very unaligned and chaotic in a way that I don't feel like I could digest in a positive way. This path that you guys are on right now, group one, for the vast majority of you, this feels like a storm. This feels heavy, but it's leading you to something so incredibly beautiful. It's leading you to this harvest. So please, I know it's hard. I know it's not easy, but please try your very best to extract the good that you can from the situation. And please keep in mind, and I know it's so hard when you're going through it, but please keep in mind that things are going to get better. I need you. Oh my God. I need you guys to believe that. I need you guys to hold on to that, okay? When things are hard, I need you to hold on to that. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I'm so sorry, guys. We have spiritual mission, and it says this connection supports energy healing on Gaia and in higher realms. So obviously I don't think that this necessarily has anything to do with a romantic connection, but it's very possible, you guys, that you do have a spiritual mission. I feel like we all have a spiritual mission here on Earth, and I feel like you guys are connecting to that through having this clearing, through having this process take place. I feel like you are able to connect more intentionally and with more potency to your spiritual mission through this process of the clearing, okay? I'm so sorry that I got emotional. For some reason, guys, hold on. Okay, so during my move, I did bring my letters with me. I have not used them because I do not have a container for them as of right now. But for some reason, when I got like halfway through this message, I felt like I needed to pull some letters for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll just look away. Can I please get a message for group number 1? Letters. Okay. Again, guys, I'm sorry I don't have a container to like hold these up. We have D, E, we have S, E. Maybe you guys can grab a pen and a piece of paper and write these down if you care enough. We have E, Y. We have N, U. We have N, I. O, L. G, Q. TR. Okay. We also have 27 or the 27th. I don't know why that was in there, but it was in there. So 27 or the 27th. For some of you, maybe you're also going through your Saturn return. I'm going through my Saturn return. So if that's what you're going through right now, I understand that it's not easy, and I'm sorry. Okay, guys, I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. And this next 30 days, ultimately, what's going on is I feel like for a lot of you, you are saying yes to this change. You are becoming accepting of this change. And you're figuring out how to process this new beginning. You're figuring out how to process and how to move forward in a positive way. You are making moves. And I also feel like for a lot of you, there's this energy here of acceptance and mental and emotional healing taking place. So some of you also, okay, but going back to saying yes, some of you may also be taking opportunities or saying yes to opportunities that you felt you could not previously say yes to. So that is what I have for you guys, group number 1. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I really do appreciate it. I love you guys so much, group 1. I hope you receive this with love. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and that's all I got. Hello, group number 2. How are you guys doing? Before we get into it, this is just a reminder. Personal readings, the description box. If they're out of stock, message me on Etsy or email me that you want, like which reading you want, and I'll set you up with something on the next round of readings. With that, guys, let's do a little roll. We've got Leo and Pisces. Hello, Leo. Hello, Pisces. We got Sagittarius and Aries. Hello, Sagittarius. Hello, Aries. We have double Scorpio, which everybody knows Scorpio is my favorite sign. I feel like Scorpios are just, I don't know, I'm obsessed with Scorpio. So hello, Scorpio. Honorable mention to the Cancers, because Cancer keeps catching my eye on the dice. Also Pisces and Scorpio are here, so water signs unite. That didn't feel right. Moving forward, we have the Prince of Cups as your guys' first card. So Oftentimes, guys, the Prince of Cups is representing like a romantic offer coming in. However, if I'm just being super transparent, this doesn't necessarily feel like a romantic offer that is approaching for you guys. Now, let's be super real, right? It could be. Who's to say it's not? It literally could be for some of you watching this. However, based on the rest of the cards that are here, I'm more so seeing this as an offer or as an opportunity that's presenting itself in a manner that is like, oh my God, like this is exciting. This is an amazing opportunity. And I don't know, for some of you, it could be like, with your friends, or an opportunity to make more friends or to have deeper connections. For a lot of you though, I feel like this opportunity has to do with travel or with work, okay? I feel like some of you are going to get an unexpected or an out of the blue offer or opportunity to go on some type of trip. Now, when I say trip, it doesn't need to be like you're going around the world to Bali. That's not what I'm saying, but like a trip of some sort that is going to present you an opportunity to experience more happiness, joy, and love. But also for some of you watching this, I'm seeing this as an opportunity in regards to your career, but it's not your career like, oh, I'm going and I'm clocking in and I'm like, oh, I don't like this. It feels like a passionate career opportunity, an opportunity that's going to get us a little excited. Okay, so that is what I'm getting here with this Prince of Cups. And yes, for some of you, it very well could be like a romantic offer coming in. Some of you may be getting proposed to. I'm not seeing that very likely in the cards. However, it's a possibility because again, this does stereotypically talk about a romantic like offer, wearing your heart on your sleeve, being vulnerable. So, possibilities. We have the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant is like Taurus energy. I love Taurus energy as well. Like Tauruses are Picasso. Love them so much. This specific card though, guys, okay? This Hierophant is representing tradition and doing things by the book, all right? For example, if you're traveling, girl, you gotta go get your passport. You gotta get your documentation in line, all right? So I'm seeing you potentially like spending a lot of time in official government places in which you have to do this, do that in order for you to be able to travel. For others of you though, this could be representing perhaps even like getting a new place, signing some type of renter's agreement or contract. For others of you, if this is a love message, this could be representing marriage, because obviously when you go to get married, a lot of people, obviously I know not everybody, I know for me, when I get married, I'm not doing this man here, but for a lot of people, they do choose to have like a priest or a pastor or whatever fits their religious path officiate the wedding. So that's why this represents marriage. But overall, guys, this is telling me the next 30 days, I feel like you are making decisions that are more contractual, or there's a sense of like permanence or more stability with the decisions that you're making or with the moves that you're making, okay? Okay, some of you guys are getting into a really good routine. I know for me, again, like routines, my little brain needs a routine in order to feel healthy and like successful in anything. I have to have a strict routine. If I don't have a strict routine, the success is not successing. So routine, tradition, contracts, making official or more like contractual agreements over the next 30 days. We've got the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands, group 2, this is talking about, oh, I love this card because this card is passion. This card is excitement. This card is like hoorah, rah, rah. Okay, this card is quite literally like you have the magic wand. Like you literally have the magic wand to create this boom, new life, boom, spring, okay, fertility, growth. I see potential for us for the future. Like this is genuinely, you guys, such a good card, and I'm so excited for you guys because it really does seem like there's a lot of positive movement happening in your life in the next 30 days, okay? For those of you who've been having a desire to start something new or to have like a fresh start of sorts, this is a good sign that you are experiencing that. Also with this card, group 2, I see this very much as us having new opportunities blossom. new perhaps passions within ourselves blossom. I know for me, I love it when I find something new to get excited about, when I find something new to get passionate about, like, oh, it just, I don't know, it makes me feel very alive. And this is the energy that I'm getting with this. This doesn't have to be on a grand scale, guys. Like sometimes I just get passionate and excited about like finding a new lifestyle TikToker that I enjoy, or finding new music. Like that gets me so excited and it makes me feel all motivated to get stuff done. So it doesn't need to be a grand thing. For some of you it will be, but it could also be more minute. So I'm excited for you regardless. We have the Three of Cups. This is friendship. So again, like I was saying earlier, with that Knight of Cups coming in, it felt very much to me like the opportunities that you guys are experiencing in regards to like love, it feels more so like opportunities with your friends or with your loved ones, with your family members. Maybe this is even more opportunity for you to meet new soul connections, new like family. For some of you, okay, for those of you who are going into like university, or for those of you who are going to a new location in general, I would say especially for you guys, this seems like an opportunity to make more friendships or to make more meaningful connections, okay? Going out, having fun. Maybe some of you guys are celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday to the... I think when this is coming out, it's like Virgo season, so happy birthday to the Virgos. Love Virgo so much. We have the Eight of Wands. This is telling me, group number 2, that the next 30 days there's going to be a lot of movement. There's going to be a lot of action taking place in your life overall, okay? There's going to be momentum. There's going to be progression. There's going to be things developing. So if you feel like things have been stagnant or slow, expect the next 30 days to pick up in regards to like everything that's going on. Now, what makes me so excited is the last card that came out, guys, is the Empress. Okay? Now, I love the Empress. Why? Because she's beautiful, because she's magnetic, because she's abundant. And I love how in this particular depiction, she's being shown as a lioness, okay? The reason why is because the Empress is powerful. Yes, she is divine feminine energy. Yes, she is beautiful. Yes, she is creative. But at the end of the day, guys, I don't know if you guys have ever observed a pack of lions, okay? It is of my opinion that the female lions like run the freaking pack. They run the tribe, all right? The male lions, no hate to the male lions, I don't love them the most. The female lions are kind of everything though, right? I feel like the female lions are the glue that hold the pack together. So quite literally, I see this again as for most of you, whether you're male or female, most of you I feel like are stepping into this next 30 days feeling very empowered, feeling very attractive. Perhaps your creative juices are flowing, you're feeling inspired, you're feeling excited. Things are going in your favor in the next 30 days, group number 2. Some of you guys may be receiving unexpected money or an unexpected settlement. Some of you guys are receiving money in ways that I feel like are not necessarily expected, or through a channel of, I don't want to say secrecy, but just a channel that seems not typical. We've got movement, and it says movement. It says inspiration is drawn to motion. All right, guys. So oftentimes I feel like the reason why people like get into ruts is because they get into that hanged man energy, right? Where they're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, and they're not finding any inspiration because they're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I know life can get monotonous, and I know life has a tendency to fall into a routine, and that's very human of us, right? But for those of you who are artists, for those of you who are seeking creativity, who are seeking inspiration, the best thing for you to do is to change what it is you're doing in your day to day. The best thing for you to do is to move, is to create movement in your life, and to create an environment that is more colorful, okay? An environment that is, when I say colorful, I don't mean literally colorful, but I mean different, okay? Movement. Inspiration is drawn to motion, all right? So take action. You guys quite literally got the magic wand. Focus your energy on one thing. The magic wand. Focus your energy on one thing. Here's the thing, guys. Now, I'm not here I am not here to bash anybody and their life choices. This is, again, from personal experience and things I have witnessed with people in my personal life. I think the worst thing you can do is to say, I'm going to spread myself so thin that I am depleting myself of all energy. When you focus on one thing at a time, you accomplish so much more than if you take on 10 different things at a time. If you're taking on 10 different things, you are spread so thin, you are barely accomplishing anything. When you focus on one thing, one or maybe two things, because if you got kids, you got to also focus on your kids. But if you're focusing on one thing at a time, right, you are able to accomplish so much more. And I know it feels like the opposite, right? It feels like, no, I need to focus on this, this, and this, and this, because I want my life to completely change. That's amazing. That's beautiful. I'm so happy for everybody who feels inspired and who has desires to like focus on the grand scheme of things, the overall, like I want everything to change. However, you are so much more powerful. You have this magic wand and you can focus your energy and really transform one section of your life at a time, one area of your life at a time. Oftentimes the people in my life who are, I don't want to say failing because that sounds abrasive, but I feel like they essentially know that they're failing, are the people who are focusing on, I have to do this, this, and this, and this. And it's like, well, why don't you just focus on this? Why don't you just focus on this one issue, this one problem? It's like, no, I'm going to focus on all these problems. And it's like, okay. And then they fail, and then they're back at square one. So my biggest advice for you guys are so powerful in the next 30 days, but it's extremely important that you focus your energy. It's extremely important that you focus on what you are doing and what you really want to accomplish. And then once you accomplish it, you can move on to something else. Okay. The winners of the day always group 2. Congrats. We have victory. I shall celebrate, I shall rise, I will let victory make me wise. You know, in order to get here, guys, I oftentimes feel, some of you came here from group 1. If you didn't listen to group 1 all the way through, this is not for you. This is not about you. For those of you who listened to group 1 all the way through and you decided you also wanted to listen to group 2, I want to tell you right now that you are so incredibly deserving of this victory, and I am so happy for you. Like I said in the previous pile, your harvest is coming. For everybody else who just picked pile 2, this victory quite literally is yours, and for a lot of you watching this, you've had to work extremely hard to get here. So please, once you receive this, don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel like, oh, like I don't deserve this, or other people don't have like this and that, and I'm getting like, enjoy your victory, embrace your victory. Okay. We have energy. There's a lot of momentum happening for you guys in the next 30 days, group number 2. There's a lot of like things moving, things progressing. We have a light inside my fire, divine energy, fill me and make me shine. All right, besties. This is a good opportunity for those of you who've been sitting on a tree and you're like twiddling your thumbs and you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Nothing's changing. The next 30 days, guys, this is your sign. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is your sign. Start. Do it. Go. Okay, this is the time to make movement. I'm so excited for you. And for those of you who've been making the movement, again, like this victory feels like it is imminent. It feels like it's absolutely, there's no way that this is not coming for you. Like this is yours. It's already here. Now, I want to talk about this word because I feel like this word gets slung around like mud on a pig, okay? It gets slung around a lot, which is fine. I love this word and I love the use of this word. But with this, I want you guys to understand what is abundance. What is abundance, okay? You need to hear me when I say this. This does not mean that you're winning the lottery tomorrow, guys. This does not mean that. But what this does mean is that there is an abundance of energy. There's an abundance of luck or good fortune in one section of your life. I'm going to be willing to bet that that section or that part of your life that is receiving this abundance is that part or that section of your life that you are focusing on, okay? That you are putting 100% of yourself in. So group number 2, this is your time. This is the month. This is the next 30 days to really focus your energy on one thing that you are really wanting to get done, that you're really wanting to accomplish. And in putting your energy and your focus in that, you are receiving this abundance. What does that abundance means? It just means success, okay? Whether that's financial success, whether that's success in relationships, love, mental health, your body, whatever it may be, this is receiving success. Okay. I'm so happy that this is being said. We have boundaries here. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Now, over the next 30 days, group 2, I do believe that a lot of you are going to be in a point, in a headspace where you are extremely powerful and where you are extremely magnetic. During this time, make sure that you are not allowing people to feed off of your light. Make sure that you're not allowing people to feed off of your energy, okay? This is important. I feel like oftentimes people who are extremely magnetic or who carry a light with them, who carry energy that is desirable with them, they tend to attract people like this who are like, I want to take this, I want to take this, I want to take this. And it's not that they're bad people, guys, but they're people who are hungry. They're people who are like, I need this light because I don't have it. So please just make sure that during the next 30 days that you are protecting your energy, you're protecting yourself, that you are putting up strong boundaries, because obviously if you don't place strong boundaries, guys, people will take advantage of you, of your goodness, of your light, of what is going right for you. So we also have trust your path, and it says, if you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? If you knew that you were going to be successful, okay, for those of you who are musicians, if you knew that you were going to be successful, what song would you write? If you knew that you were going to land that acting role, which roles would you go for? If you knew that you would find the love of your life by moving to that location, where are you going? Like, if you knew that you would receive everything that you wanted, what would you be doing? I feel like for a lot of you, there may be fears around like, oh, well, I need to do this because this is what's safe, or I need to do this because like, what if I'm not successful doing this thing that I really want? And I feel like that is what holds so many of us back. Please, guys, please go in the direction that you're being called to. Pursue the things that get you excited. Pursue the things that you love, okay? And know that you will be supported on this path. Not will, you are. You are being supported. Literally, we have Akashic. Your guidance is divinely guided. Your guidance is divinely guided. Okay? Which goes for, I don't want to say all people, because I do believe some people, again, struggle with like mental health issues. They struggle with anxiety, things like this. Your guidance is not being divinely guided. That's being guided by anxiety or by mental health issues. But for everybody who's healthy, in a healthy state of mind, in a healthy emotional state in regards to anxiety and things like this, where you are feeling guided to is not incorrect. Trust yourself, trust your gut. We have unexpected, all right? And it says unexpected people, events, messages, travel, or situations. Oh my God, the tunnel. Okay, guys, the tunnel that I was seeing, or the channel, I think I called it a channel of income that is like hidden or like undercover, or not necessarily being super, it doesn't seem like a traditional channel of income. For some of you, that is what is happening, or that is what is starting. We're starting that process in the next 30 days, okay? But this is literally unexpected people coming into your life, events, messages, travel. At the time of this recording, guys, and I understand that when you're watching this, I do believe Venus will be out of retrograde. Maybe not. Maybe it's still like a few days left. Regardless, you guys may be receiving messages from the past, or you may be receiving messages in regards to love, abundance, or perhaps even something to do with your physical appearance, a message that is unexpected, okay? So be prepared for that. I do feel like ultimately this seems like a positive thing. We have a new patterns, do things differently in order to bring health and vitality into your love life. This is not a love reading, this is an overall reading, so into your life, all right? Do things differently. Again, I always say this, and I know this like annoys people, but like whatever. If you're gonna do the same thing over and over and over again, I'm sorry, how could you possibly expect things to change? You cannot possibly be serious. You have to know the only way to bring about change, the only way to invoke change, to invoke a different path, is to go down a different path, is to pick a different path, is to choose to do things differently. If we do not embrace new patterns, embrace new habits, we're going to be in the same cycle. Like that's just how it is. Like I don't make the rules. So new patterns. The next one we have, you guys, is explore. Maps show what has already been discovered. Go another way. Oh, that really hit for me. Maps show what's already been discovered. Go another way. Okay, so what is this saying, guys? This is saying quite literally, you do not have to walk the path that everybody else is walking. Your love story does not have to look like everybody else's. I don't give a damn what the internet says, what people on the internet say, what people in your life say, what is socially acceptable. Your life does not have to look like it doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, it genuinely, wholeheartedly does not matter if your life looks different than what other people claim is acceptable, okay? You are allowed to forge your own path. You are allowed to be an individual. You are allowed to choose to love the way you want to love. You are allowed to work in an environment that you want to work in, or to pursue dreams that you want to pursue. You are allowed to go out and discover. You are allowed to go out and explore. You do not have to walk the path that everybody else is walking. You do not have to. You are allowed to forge your own path. If anything, it's more exciting to forge your own path, because it's like, I am not doing the cookie cutter A, B, and C. And also, I just want to make it very clear, the cookie cutter A, B, and C is going to be different for all of you, because what's cookie cutter for you is going to be different than what's cookie cutter for me. So I just want to make that clear. We have a journey here, and this says, half the treasure is the journey on the path to finding it. I'm literally almost cried in the last message to you guys. I'm feeling so emotional today. Half the journey, I'm so sorry. Half the treasure is the journey. Half the treasure is the journey to finding it, guys. Like quite literally, I feel like so many people miss out on the process to get to where you want to get, and you don't understand that like this is literally what makes your successes good, right? If everything is great and smooth sailing the entire time, your success, the juice of the fruit, is not going to be as sweet. Okay, so I want those of you to know that during your struggles, during the hard times, that this is just a part of your story. This is just a part of your journey. And ultimately, when you get to where you want to go, you are going to look back on your struggles. You're going to look back on your obstacles, on your mountains, and you are going to be grateful for them. We have a dance, and it says, take inspiration from the moonlight, dance on the surface of the sea. This is just encouraging you guys to have more fun, to live more freely, to live more openly. All right, group number 2. That's ultimately what I have for you. What can you guys expect over the next 30 days? You can expect, quite literally, the unexpected, okay? I do feel like for a lot of you, travel does seem to either be in the works, like you're either planning travel for the future, or you are quite literally going on a trip. I do feel also like for a lot of you, there is this victory, there is this abundance. You guys are almost invoking the energy of the magician, invoking the energy of like the witch over the next 30 days, and more easily, I don't want to say easily, but more easily bringing in the things that you are wanting to bring in, or that you have a desire to bring in, or it's easier for you to put things in motion in the next 30 days, okay? So that is exciting, and I'm really happy for you guys, group 2. Some of you guys are signing contracts or making things more official, so prepare for that for those of you where that resonates. And yeah, that is essentially what I have for you guys, group 2. So thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate you, I love you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye. Hello, group number 2. I want to say 2, group 3. Hello, group 3. Before we get started, guys, I do have personal readings available in the description box if you are looking for a personal reading. If they're out of stock, which they usually are, but if they are not, they're in the description box. If they are out of stock, though, you can go ahead and message me on Etsy, or you can email me, and I will set you up with something in the future. So let's get started. Can I get a message? No, can I get zodiac signs for group 3? We've got Cancer and we've got Taurus. Hello, Cancer. Hello, Taurus. We have Taurus and Aries. Hello, Taurus. Hello, Aries. Bada boom, bada bing. Hello. Sagittarius and Libra. Hello, Saggy. Hello, Libra. Aries again. Aries and Pisces. I wasn't trying to roll for a second time. I just wanted to get one more so that Pisces was an accident. But moving forward, guys. Moving forward, we have the first card here, and this is talking about the Hanged Man. This is talking about the Hanged Man. This is the Hanged Man. This is a lack of momentum, a lack of movement, a lack of progression. The Hanged Man essentially, it's essentially saying like, eek, things aren't moving. There is like a slow down process. There is a lack of momentum taking place. Now, I would stick with this narrative if the other cards did not say otherwise. So for me, I feel like for a lot of you, you've been in this like, oh my goodness, over and over in the circle and the circle. I feel like you guys have been in a circle for a period of time. Things may have been really stagnant for you, or things may be currently really stagnant for you, boring, exhausting because everything is so monotonous and like repetitive. So yeah, a lack of momentum, a lack of movement. That's what I'm seeing with the Hanged Man, guys. For some of you, okay. Okay. This is gonna sound a little strange. There is a lyric in a Chainsmoker song. There is a line in a Chainsmoker song that is something to the effect of like, I've built this prison myself. It is my religion. And I feel like for some of you, you have built up certain boundaries or certain restrictions in your life that's preventing you from making movement or from experiencing more change or progression. I'm not exactly sure what it is that you are completely cutting yourself off from, or what boundaries you have placed that's keeping you restricted, but some of you, there's a need to release the walls. And when I say boundaries, I mean like boundaries are good, but when you're building up walls or when you're putting things in place that's preventing you from moving, that is like counterproductive, right? So that's what I'm talking about with that. Anyways, moving forward, we have the 5 of Swords. All right, group number 3. The 5 of Swords is an interesting card because it's talking about petty arguments and lose-lose situations. And essentially with this card, it's like I accept. It literally says defeat on it because it's like I accept defeat and I'm choosing to walk away. And to me, this doesn't feel like defeat for the simple fact that in walking away from a situation that we realize is just not gonna work, that to me is a win. Like a win is a win, right? If you're choosing to walk away from a situation that is bleeding you dry, at the end of the day, you are still winning. Like at the end of the day, you are still making a proper and wise decision. So although this is not the best energy, I'm seeing this as you guys finally turning the faucet off and saying, okay, like enough is enough. I accept that this is not going to work, or that adjustments need to be made. Enough is enough. That's how I see this, guys, okay? We have the Ace of Cups as well, all right? And the Ace of Cups is an overflow of emotion. I oftentimes just see this as like us being in a heightened state of emotion during the next 30 days, which like, again, as a Cancer, and I know I say this a lot, as a Cancer and with somebody with a lot of Scorpio placements, a lot of water placements, that's me every month. So I don't know, maybe that's abnormal for you guys watching. If it's not abnormal for you, then like, you know, welcome to the club. Happy we're in this together. But this could be a month in which you are experiencing more sensitivity or a heightened state of emotional reactiveness. Okay, I've got to cover our girly pop-up because, you know, we're here. So I love this card, and I know people will talk about this card in a way where it's like the Fool, like not great. However, there's something so beautiful about the innocence of the Fool. There's something so magical and so spectacular spectacular, about the innocence, and about the freshness that comes with the Fool. I see this essentially as like coming into a new skin. We are shedding that old crusty dusty skin and we're saying, hello, I'm in a new skin, okay? I'm in a new chapter, it's a new phase, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, okay? That is the energy of the Fool. So with this, you guys, I'm very much seeing this again as like we've accepted defeat. We've accepted the fact that whatever this Five of Swords is, it didn't work. And it's time for us to adjust or completely move on. This perspective, there's Hanged Man energy here. We are cutting ourselves down from that tree and we're saying, let's go. I don't know where, I don't know how, but we're just gonna go do it, okay? I think it's important to have a why. That's why I didn't say why, but I do think it's important to have a why in regards to making this next step, into making this next move. But I do see for a lot of you the next 30 days, I feel like it's the process of you shedding that skin. And any of you guys who have reptiles, you know that sometimes shedding the skin can be a bit of a difficult process. It's not always a clean shed. So I want you guys to look at the next 30 days as an opportunity or a time in which you should focus your energy on trying to shed that skin and trying to create an environment in which you are able to release that dead skin with ease, okay? And if you can't release it with ease, that's okay. Know that it's okay if you can't release it with ease, but doing your best to do so would be beneficial. The next card we have is the Prince of Wands. The Prince of Wands is essentially the Knight. So this is ambition. This is having energy to move forward. This is the opposite, I would say quite opposite as to how we started this reading, right? We started this reading talking about a lack of movement, a lack of momentum. We are stuck. We are in a monotonous, okay, circle. This Knight of Wands is quite literally the opposite of that. This Knight of Wands, he moves forward. He takes action. He's not sitting in a tree. He says, I want that. I'm going to go get it. One way or another, try to stop me. I dare you. That's the energy of the Knight of Wands, okay? I will burn you to get to where I want to go. Sometimes this can talk about being a bit impulsive. And if I'm being honest, you guys, when the Hanged Man comes up, I think a bit of impulsivity is the jolt that we need to put us on a path of momentum, a path of movement. So with this Knight of Wands, I see this as you guys taking steps, making progressions forward in a positive way towards your passions. But I also feel like for a lot of you, this is in a new direction, okay? Some of you guys, I see some of you guys really being more like mouthy, and I know that's really weird to say, but I see a lot of you guys standing up for yourself or advocating for yourself a bit more. This could have to do with your health. This could have to do with things at work. This could even be with your friends or your family. But I see some of you guys choosing to like, I'm gonna start advocating for myself. I'm gonna start speaking up for myself because like not doing so has not been working in my favor. Okay, the next card we have, group 3, is the Waxing Gibbous, and it says it's okay to change the direction. Okay guys, sorry, I had to stop the video because I have to cover our girly up, okay? This is the Waxing Gibbous, and it says it's okay to change the direction. All right, so do not be so committed to being right to where you are just always going to be wrong. Does that make sense? Do not commit to the idea that I am always right and what I want and how I live is always right and what I'm producing is always right. In doing that, you are then creating an environment where you could quite literally always, perpetually, for the rest of your life, be wrong. So be open to the fact that you could have been wrong in the direction that you have chosen, or in the path that you are taking, or in what it is that you are producing. Be open to that. Be open to criticism. Be open to change. Never be somebody who's unteachable, guys, okay? I think being teachable is so incredibly important. Recently, I know you guys know this, I've been struggling with my sound and with my mic, and I know it's still not perfect right now, but I appreciate so much the people who have told me, like, Cenus, the sound is off. Because, like, I knew the sound was off, but I appreciate that people cared enough to tell me, like, the sound's off. I love criticism like that. I think that's so productive and so helpful. People who are just rude, like, I don't know, I think rude people are weak people, so I don't respect weak comments. But when people are like, girly pop, we gotta fix sound, I appreciate that so much. I am not so arrogant to be like, I am always right and what I'm doing is always right. I'm wrong sometimes, guys. I make mistakes sometimes. I am human. You are human. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to admit fault. It's okay to admit defeat and to go in a different direction, okay? And in going in this direction, you then have the possibility of like reaching your victory, of reaching that point of like, everything's great now. Like, I am so happy that I made this change. I'm so happy that I did A, B, and C. Okay, also guys, I do want to say this as well. I feel like accepting defeat over the next 30 days is, I need you to open your minds when it comes to this and how I'm verbalizing this. Accepting defeat doesn't have to be in the literal sense of accepting like you have literally been defeated, but accepting defeat, for example, I've talked about this a bit. I ended a really long-term relationship, and for a very long time, guys, I held on to that relationship because I didn't want to accept defeat. I felt like I poured so much time and energy into this person, like, and I've received, like, I don't feel like I got anything out of this, and I did not want to accept defeat. And in me holding on to that person and that life and that relationship, I quite literally was hurting myself. Okay. And in letting that go and letting that be free, I feel like I have stepped into a phase in my life where I get to be happy, and I'm not in this perpetual state of like trying to force something that just isn't working. So accepting defeat, guys, can be a really beautiful thing. And I hope that you guys are mature enough, everybody who's watching is mature enough to perceive what I'm saying, because I feel like this is a really, really beautiful reading. I just feel like people are going to take it differently, and I just want you guys to know this is positive, okay? We have Hecate, or Hecate. I know everybody says it different. Hecate. Change is important. Release the past. Okay, so if you guys do not know who Hecate is, she is the mother. I'm so sorry. She is the maiden, the mother, and the crone, okay? This is representing change. This is representing the phases of life, right? I know not everybody here wants to be a mother. That's completely fine. But this is, especially for those of us who are not women, it makes sense that you wouldn't want to be a mother. But the point is, guys, right? The point is there are phases in life. The maiden, the mother, the crone. We are all going to be young, and then more seasoned, and then really seasoned, and like in our wisdom era, okay? So that is what this is saying. Do not hold on to something that is no longer viable. Trying to hold on to your phase of being a maiden is going to prevent you from enjoying this phase of you being the mother or the more seasoned person. Trying to hold on to the being more seasoned is going to prevent you from enjoying being the wise crone. So please embrace every phase of life and every change that's taking place, because just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. Just because it's unfamiliar doesn't mean it's bad. And I really think it's important for this group specifically to embrace the change, to embrace the evolution. Change is a beautiful thing. So some of you guys over the next 30 days, there may be certain things that are triggering you in regards to your past, or maybe triggering you in regards to things that have taken place in the past, and maybe we are working through that a bit more in the next 30 days. For others of you, you're quite literally choosing to move your focus in a different direction, which is then a catalyst for change in your life, which I think will ultimately be positive. We have new beginnings. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. Transformation, growth. Okay, transformation and growth is taking place for you guys. We also have fertility. All right, let all take root, seed, and sprout. Let new life be all about. This fertility, guys. This freaking fertility. Now, okay, addressing a few things. Fertility typically is talking about the growth of like a human child, right? Or a reproductive system, fertility, being fertile. This is talking about creative energy, guys. When we are creating a child in our wombs, that is creation, right? When we are taking a blank canvas and we are putting ink to paper or paint to canvas, like we are creating something. When we are going into a music studio and producing music, or when we're producing music on our phones, like we are creating something. The next 30 days for you guys, I think there's an opportunity for you to create something that has the ability to be really fruitful for you. I think the important thing is to know when it's time to, like, again, accept defeat. Know that when it's time to say, okay, I've done everything I could do with this, or I've expended this to the best of my abilities, and I now recognize that I have to, like, change what I'm doing, or produce something different, or adjust, or completely just go in a different direction. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Keep facing your true north. All right. I feel like what this message truly is saying, right? I feel like what this message truly is saying is that you're not on the wrong path just because you're doing something that's not aligned with yourself. You're not necessarily... I feel like I get this question a lot, like, how do I know I'm on the right path? You're on the right path because you're living. You're on the right path because you're experiencing, because you're changing, because you're growing. You're on the right path for all these reasons. Like, just because you're making a mistake or because you are averting your attention or because this is changing or that's changing, that doesn't mean you're on the wrong path, guys. That doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. This is all a part of the journey. This is all a part of the process. Every single bit of it. Every wrong mistake you make, you are meant to make that mistake. And I know people don't like hearing that, but at the end of the day, if you want to look at it from any other perspective, I feel like that is a perspective that is only going to bring like sadness, and there's nothing productive that comes out of that. There's nothing positive that comes out of that. So know, you guys, no matter where you are at, no matter what you are doing, you are on the right path. Maybe it's time to open yourself up to adjustments. Maybe it's time to open yourself up to change, but that does not mean that this period or this phase was wrong, okay? Or unintentionally like happening. I feel like everything, close to everything, happens for a reason. And I also feel like that has a lot to do, again, with like maturity and perspective. But moving forward, we have answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? All right, so okay. I'm sorry, this is a side note, guys. This is a side note. Some of you guys are quite literally receiving a phone call. Some of you guys are quite literally receiving a phone call from somebody who you weren't expecting to receive a phone call from. Some of you guys are receiving an acceptance that you weren't expecting to receive. For the rest of you, this is literally talking about you needing to like finally stop ignoring the fact that the phone is ringing, okay? You need to finally stop ignoring the fact that there's somebody knocking at your door and they're saying, hey, let me in. Like, I want to come in and help you with A, B, and C, or I want to show you this new way, this new path, this new journey. You need to answer the call, guys, okay? And I feel like for a lot of you, this call, again, it's coming, it's not literally like a knock at your door or a phone call, but it's a call that's coming from within you. It's this little nagging feeling in the back of your head, like you need to do this, or you need to express this, or you need to make this change, and you know it's there and you keep ignoring it because answering that call is scary, or because answering that call means that we have to make changes, and changes are scary, and we need to be safe, right? No, you need to answer the call, guys. We have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. So for some of you guys, you are meeting up with your soul tribe. You are coming into union with people and when I say soul tribe, what do I mean by that? What do you mean by that, Cenus? I think a soul tribe could be an array of different things. I think this could mean you're coming into union with somebody or something that feels very much like a part of your purpose. Sometimes this is a lover, sometimes this is a friend, sometimes this is an animal, sometimes this is a project, a goal, an aspiration, somebody who can help inspire you to put you on that path. It doesn't need to be somebody who's physically in your life either, guys, but I do see this as things coming together for you over the next 30 days, okay? Okay. The next card we have here is Dive, and it says, you don't find pearls on the seashore. Literally, like you just don't, right? Like bada boom, bada bing, the hangman. The hanged man and the frick frackin' fool. You're not going to find you're not going to find pearls if you're over here. You're not going to do it. You want to know why? Because this is saying you're not moving. This is saying there's no movement. There's nothing occurring. There's no momentum. There's literally nothing. This is nothing. This is ice. This is winter. There's nothing. This is spring. This is movement. This is growth. You are not going to find pearls on the shore. If you want to find the pearls, guys, you got to venture out. You got to do something different. You have to change. You have to dive into waters that may be scary. We have direction. Trust your inner compass and find your bearings. Trust your inner compass, guys. For this group specifically, you may have a really strong intuition. For this group specifically, you may have a very natural ability to direct yourself. Again, because I feel like for a lot of you, and I know this is like weird, but I feel like for a lot of you, the thing that I'm talking about, like, you know what it is, and it's literally like this in the back of your head. And as I'm saying this, it's doing it again. And I just feel like you need to stop ignoring it. You need to stop ignoring that nagging little voice in your head. You need to stop avoiding that, like, you know that you need to do this. You know that you need to do that. Stop avoiding it, because it's already there. It's already in you. You're just like, I feel like for some of you, you're just like, I don't want to do it. Like, I can't deal with this right now. We have patience, and it's the tide will come in when it's ready. Be patient, all right? Be patient. For some of you, it may not be the exact time that you need to, like, let go and to move forward. For some of you, moving forward, you may not be seeing the result that you're wanting to see. Understand that things will all happen, things will all unfold when it's time, right? So be patient. We also have a past life soulmate, and it says you've had many, many past lives together. So again, this is not a love reading. This is an overall reading, guys, for the next 30 days. However, it's very possible for some of you, you are coming into union with somebody who you've had a past life with. This doesn't have to be romantic, okay? Soulmates come in many different types of dynamics. They could come in friendships. They could come in the form of an animal. They can come in the form of a sibling. But a past life connection is occurring or is on the horizon for you guys. We have dreams as well. Important dream messages are being given. Important dream messages are being given. And then we have it's not new directions. It's new beginnings. Letting go, change, time to move forward, risks and opportunities. Risks and opportunities, let go, change. It's time to move forward. That wraps that up, guys. I don't feel like I need to comment further on that. I feel like that last card is essentially everything that has been coming up in this reading. So overall, group 3, I am really happy for you guys, and I'm really excited for this next chapter, this next phase. I hope that you guys are in a position where you are ready to accept this, where you're ready to let this in. But that is what I have for you guys, group number 3. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to read for you today. I really do appreciate it. I'm sending you guys an abundance of love. I hope everybody is taking care of themselves, and yeah, that's what I've got. And I'll see you guys really soon. All right, bye.